So yeah, guys, how are we all? As you can see down there, I always do it the wrong side. But yeah, down there, just a Man United chat. I actually asked on TikTok, send me some questions. I got some 0 questions, but that's fine. That's fine. I said I had stuff to talk about, and I do. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump straight in. I'm gonna talk about Ollie straight away, and what game made me Ollie out. And yeah. So for me, I'm Ollie out because I just don't think, like, he's got us from C to B, but we now need a manager that can get us from B to A. I think that's fair to say. I think that is fair to say. But the game that made me Ollie out was the Leicester game, because we could all tell that Maguire wasn't fit. We just didn't understand why he played. But Ollie's the manager. He can do what he wants, so that's fine. But it just baffled me that, like, we knew that Maguire wasn't going to be fit, but he still played. And then it came out a couple of days later that he was like a week to 10 days away from being fully fit. Like, how can you be Man United's manager and still do that? And I think he did that with Varane in the Spurs game, I want to say. Yeah, I think he rushed Varane back from injury, and that's what got him injured again. But Maguire, he's not even partly injury prone, so that's probably why he didn't get injured after coming back early. So yeah, and do you know what? I'm just gonna go through player by player. So yeah, De Gea, for me, I think he's had his best season since his prime. People will say about the mistake in Atlanta, and that's fine, of course. Everybody makes a mistake. Let's be honest. All we have to do is just make sure it's not we need to make sure it's occasional and not like loads, if you know what I mean. We need to make sure it only happens once in a while. Yes, Jonte, yes. So yeah, De Gea, he's someone that I definitely don't think we need to get rid of. But Dean Henderson says he wants to go, and honestly, I'd be loan-wise, I'd be okay with that. I did just speak about this, John T, but yeah, I am as well. But yeah, De Gea, I want to keep. I'd like to send on loan, but if we have to sell him, then I'm fine with that as well. I know it's bad to say. I'm happy to sell him, but he wants to be first choice, and I don't want him to be first choice. Now, don't get me wrong. End of last season, I was happy for him to be first choice, because De Gea just had obviously he hadn't just had a child, but his wife had just had a child, so he had to focus on that. And even after he'd come back, I don't think his mind was in the right place and all that. And then obviously the Europa League final, and yeah, it's funny to think about the Europa League final. Obviously now he obviously did save Mark Noble's penalty. Obviously Mark Noble, one of the best penalty takers in the world, in my opinion. So, and I remember this as well. The second to last penalty he saved, obviously before the Mark Noble one, was it Leighton Baines, another incredible penalty taker. But yeah, and it's so coincidental. Who was the person that gave away the penalty for both? Luke Shaw. Like, it's just so funny. I'm guessing off the topic. Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka, we got a bit of a love-hate. When he does a cheeky slide tackle, I love him. When he gets burnt for pace and caught out of position, and just out of position, obviously concede from that. No, that's not very nice. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka, I think he's all right. Slide tackling, I think is incredible. But do I think he's a Premier League winning right back? No. But what I will say is, could he be a Premier League winning right back under a defensive manager? Maybe. But then I say maybe. Every manager plays with attacking fullbacks now, apart from obviously if you play a 5-back. But then I say that 5-back's not attacking. Look at Chelsea. That's attacking football. Both of their fullbacks have got, I think it's 8 goals between them, I want to say. Something like that. And quite a lot of assists between them. So yeah, but for me, the way, obviously, under Ollie, we've played 5-back it's just sit back, we score, and then we sit back. And obviously, versus Atlanta, we couldn't do that. And versus City, oh god, we had more shots on our own goal versus City. Like, I didn't even see the Lindelof one. Imagine that had gone in, honestly. David, I could look at David after the game, let alone if he'd conceded that. Honestly, I wouldn't even have blamed David for that. I would have blamed, obviously, Lindelof for that. And that would have been 2 or 3 centre-backs to score own goals as well. It's just mental. But yeah, let's just start off with Maguire. For me, I don't think Maguire should be our captain. I think David should be our captain because David has been at the club longer. I feel like he shows more passion for the badge, and I just feel Maguire. I just don't think he's the right fit to be Man United captain. And people, obviously, Roy Keane especially, would say that De Gea is not right to be the Man United captain, but I really do think he is. Because of the way he speaks in interviews, I just think he shows that he cares about the club. And obviously, I think Maguire does care about the club, but just not as much as De Gea does. But what do I know? But yeah, Varane, I think he was a brilliant buy. And people have said to this, who would you rather get in the summer? Ben White or Varane? And for me, depends what you want. If you want a player that doesn't get injured a lot, you go Ben White. If you want a player that's nearly world class and got 4 Champions Leagues and a World Cup, you go Varane. So it just depends what you want. Rashford for captain it. Rashford for captain in a couple of years. Yeah. Could definitely see that. Yeah. And then, so yeah, that's the end of me summarising Varane. Luke Shaw. I don't get this. He's not a one-season wonder, and do you know why? And I thought this for a second, like he might be a one-season wonder. But he won Man United Player of the Year in 2017, I want to say. Sorry about that. Yeah, he won Player of the Year 3 or 4 years ago. And then, he didn't win Player of the Year this year, because I think that was Bruno. But still, he's not a one-season wonder. I just think he's out of form. And let's put it this way. Maguire's heavily out of form. How can you be on your best if the person you're stood next to is not on their best? That's the way that I look at it as well. But yeah, who should we summarise next? Freddie. Now, I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to go there. So, do you know what? Let's just give Freddie a cheeky little 30 seconds. The man has so much stamina, so much energy, but he just can't pass. He can run, but I just don't know. I think you're talking about Rashford, and if you're talking about Rashford, yeah, completely. Rashford's played for this badge for, I want to say, over 10 years. Over 10 years. I think he played for us a lot of under teams. And if you're talking about Fred, I think it's harsh to go that far, but he's not good. Basically, he's not good. Basically, but yeah. McTominay, I think McTominay's a weird player because last season I thought he was really good. He was getting a lot of goals. Yeah. But this season he's died off. He's just not doing what he was. But what I will say, he was one of the only players that turned up to that Europa League final. I know people will say, "Oh, how could you tell?" Just the way he was playing in midfield. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess you're right, yeah. And yeah, McTominay, I don't think he's a good player. I just don't think he's a good player. I think he's more of a mid-table player than a we're top four. I don't even think we can class ourselves as a top four club. We're a top six club, aren't we? So yeah, I think McTominay is more of a mid-table Premier League team than a top six Premier League team. But I don't know. And then we'll talk about Pogba quickly. I know this is 12 players, yeah, 12 players, but that's fine. Pogba obviously got injured in French training and he's back. I want to say he's back in Manchester, but I don't actually know. I don't know if he is, but he's definitely not in front. He's definitely not in French training anymore. But yeah, he'll be out for about 2.5 months, so that's a bit of a bummer. But people are saying he did that on purpose. Why would he get injured in French training on purpose? How does that make any sense? Let's put it this way. He can't go in January. You can't sell an injured player. Like, why would he not want to be sold on purpose apart from people, like, you could look at it this way, trying to be spiteful and make sure we don't get any money for him. But I love Pogba. But it just things people say bad. But his stats for United and his stats for us are identical, literally. But he just gets praised for playing for Juventus more. And I think the reason why is because he won titles with Juventus. How can you criticize someone if they're winning titles? That's the way I look at it. But yeah, Pogba, I think I'm going to miss him when he goes in the summer. Because I think he will go in the summer. But I hope he doesn't. I've seen reports that he wants to be the highest paid Premier League player ever, which for someone that wants to see him stay, I'd be okay with. I wouldn't be like, yay. I'd be okay. Like, I'm not overly happy about it, but if it's what it takes to keep him, then okay. And then we'll go on to Rashi. As he was just saying, Rashford, I think he will be our future captain. Obviously, just turned 24. I think he's a brilliant player. People say his conversion rate isn't great, but since being back, I think he's played 4 games and got 3 goals. Leicester, Atlanta. No, sorry. Leicester, Atlanta, and Spurs. Yeah, actually could be 3 and 5. Yeah, but still, it's decent stats for someone that's been injured. But yeah, I think he's a really good player. I have a shirt literally right next to me as well. So yeah, I rate Rashford as a player. I think he's incredible. I think he's rapid, very skillful. I think he is slightly disrespected, but that might be biased from me as someone that does think he's incredible. Then we will obviously go with the Portuguese magnifico, Bruno. Bruno, in January 2020, I saw Bruno and went, 45 mil for this guy. Portuguese league, no. Like, he was bought as someone that I was like, yeah, he could maybe replace Mata. Are you mad, Aiden? The man's a baller. The man's a goal scorer, a through ball threader. And yeah, Bruno's just brilliant. And I feel like he's what's got us top 4 for the last 2 seasons. I don't think we'll get top 4 in the 2021 season. So obviously the season before last, if you know what I mean. Well, yeah, no. The 1920 season, sorry, yeah. The 2021 season was last year. So yeah, the 1920 season, I think he was one of the big reasons why we got top 4. Because I think we were like 9th in January. And then, yeah, Bruno just came in. And in the Wolves game, that was his first game, he didn't look great. But after that, he was just brilliant. I remember we got to see his first penalty versus Watford, and his first knee slide, thumb suck celebration. And yeah, I just think it was really good. And yeah, let's go. I think Sancho and Green. Why not? Sancho. Obviously we've tried to get him for the last 2 summers. We finally got him. Yeah, he's not had as big of an impact as I thought he would, but I do think that's partly Ollie's fault for not playing him as much. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more of him. Will we? I just don't know. I hope we do, because we've spent the last 2 summers looking forward to seeing him play. But yeah, I think Dan's just a brilliant player, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play. But he needs to start. I say start pushing on. I think he was one our best player at first Man City, and that's amazing for someone that only played 45 minutes of that game. Like, I think if he started versus Man City, I think he would have had a much bigger impact. Maybe we could have scored. I don't think we would have got a point from the game, but I do think we could have maybe scored if he'd started the game. But I guess we'll never know. Yeah, Greenwood, brilliant shooter, brilliant shooter. Can shoot with both. I just think he's brilliant. And to say he's only 20 it's amazing. It's amazing. To say he's only 20. So yeah, he's definitely one for the future. But I think he's very disrespected English wise. Man United wise, I think he's fairly respected, but English wise, I think he's very disrespected. For me, the Iceland thing, I think it's nearly killed his English career. But what do I know? Maybe he's just focusing on Man United at the moment. But we'll just have to say. We will just have to see. And then Vamos is next. Cristiano. When I saw he was going to Man City, I was a bit sad, to be honest, because of his legacy for that club. But you just gotta get on with it. It's very disappointing, but just gotta get on with it. And then I saw a couple of days later, he's coming back. And it's when you saw Fabrizio just do Man United just do what they usually do and just go Cristiano with the red and black background on a black background. And yeah, I'm so glad he's come back. I think he's had a massive impact. People think that when he's the problem for us. For me, he's not the problem for us. For me, I think our staff is the problem. It's just not good enough to train the players we have. People will say that is harsh, but for me, I don't think that's harsh. I think that's just honest. We need better staff. Manager-wise, I really would like Ten Hag, but he won't move mid-season, which is obviously fair enough. But I saw they threw in the Champions League, so why would he move to a team that's not already through in the Champions League? But yeah, I'll take Ralph Radnick as an interim, and then have him turn to our director of football, because he said in 2019 that he loved the Man United job. But yeah, we will just have to see. But yeah, that will be the end of the live. Just me talking about player by player and just my stance on Ollie. So yeah, if you didn't see the start, my stance on Ollie was Ollie out after the Leicester game. When he played Maguire when he shouldn't have, I was supposed to Ollie out. And obviously the Liverpool game just progressed that even more. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah. I will be live on Twitch after this at about 8. If you want to come over and join me, of course, good. And let me just quickly look at this. Your opinion on Aston Villa's new manager, Steve Gerrard. Kills. I think it's great. I think it's a decent appointment. Do I think he maybe should have stayed at Rangers? Yes. But do I think Aston Villa just gave him a better offer of money? Yes. Because he said, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, he was happy where he was. But if you're offered more money, just go. Unless it's a team you don't like. Go. Like, I don't see what people are like that's so unloyal to Rangers. I know it is, but offer him more money then. I know that, obviously, Rangers don't have to do that. But if you love him so much, you should have paid him more money. But yeah, I think it's a decent point for Aston Villa, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, as I said, guys, I'm gonna be on Twitch at about 8 on 8 today. But yeah, thank you guys for joining, and yeah, I'll see you guys.